Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. Alright, I was trying to figure out who to take Magneto up against next, and one of the suggestions I got was Mojo. So we've kind of got a M&M battle going on here. So I do believe that I've played Mojo once a long time ago in the past. I don't even remember if I recorded it at that point in time. I think it was right when Mojo first came out. I played a game against him, if I recall correctly. You've got the themed encounter sets, but what I don't remember is if they have lots of little folks, minions and stuff for me to work Magneto's magic on or not. So we'll see whether that plays out or not. So, all right, so we've got Magneto, we've got Mojo in play here. And well, actually, we'll switch on back over to Eric. Get Mojo back out there, and we're going to do Mojo 1 and Mojo 2 and not Mojo 3. Let's stay out of expert mode. All right, so I've got contents. Mojo 1, Mojo 2, Mojo and standard encounter set. So that's what I've got in here right now is Mojo and standard encounter set. All right, setup. Choose one modular set plus one additional modular set from the Mojo Mania scenario pack and put them aside. So that's what I've got up here at the top in the corner is two set aside modular sets. I don't know which ones they are because I kind of chose them at random, so I'm not sure. All right. Set them aside, put the Wheel of Genres environment into play. Spinning side, face up. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Wheel face up says force interrupt. Which does it say which side face up? Spinning side face up. Spinning. So we've got spinning on this side and stopped on this side. All right, so we're going to put it into play. After the encounter deck resets, if there are no set aside modular encounter sets remaining, the players lose the game. Otherwise, flip this card. All right, so it looks like that happens after it resets. So it's not happening yet. All right. Looks like Mojo's got a force response on him, so we'll look at that real fast too. Force response hero. After your turn ends, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Place 1 threat on your hero for each card discarded this way that does not belong to the Mojo encounter set. All right. All right, so I guess we're ready to start. I'm going to get my deck shuffled up here, see what we've got. Give it a quick additional shuffle. I've just got the standard Magneto deck, haven't done any like right out of the box. Nothing special with him. All right, so we've got a hand size of 6, so let's see what our 6 cards are. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we have lots of resources. We have some metal shards, which is to deal 7 damage. If it defeats them, we get a tough status card. I don't think that's going to happen this round. Nice chunk of damage though. So on the side we've got these 2 right here, which are won't stay down, not going to do me a whole lot of good, and you've got this. Let's see here. After you exhaust your hero, make a basic forward attack. Discard an ally. And I don't really want to discard an ally at this point, so we're going to knock out these 2 cards, put them in my discard pile, and draw 2 more new cards. That'll be our starting hand. So M and wrapped in metal. All right, it would be great if we had an ally, or sorry, a minion out there to mess with, but it doesn't do me any good. We do have M. So what's M say? M says, after M enters play, defeat a minion with fewer remaining hit points than M. But there's none out there yet. Oof. All right. So we're ready to start. This is what we got. So Eric's little ability doesn't do me any good right now. So after I change to that form, I shuffle the top 3 cards of my discard pile into my deck. Doesn't do me any good. I'm going to go ahead and flip on over to Magneto. So magnetic pull, discard cards from the top of your deck until the magnetic card is discarded. Add that card to your hand. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's see if we can get a magnetic card. So not a magnetic card. That's a magnetic card, magnetic missile. But again, we're over to discard a minion with wrapped in metal. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it. I don't have one out there, so that doesn't do me any good. I forgot to flip over to side B. Side B. Ooh. When revealed, choose one set aside encounter set at random, reveal its show environment, and shuffle its remaining cards into the encounter deck. Force interrupt when a character flips or leaves play. Move all threat from that character to this scheme. Alright, so when I flip, threat would go there to this scheme. Okay, and what's it got? It's going to start with 10 per player, and we get +1 per turn. Ouch. Alright. Alright, so let's set this up. I'm going to put 10 on there. Bomb. And then choose one set aside encounter set at random. Reveal its show environment and shuffle the remaining ones in there. Alright, so I'm picking, looks like we have crime. Alright, so there's our show environment. Dial M for Mojo. Each other encounter card gains Insight 1. Each friendly character gets +1 thwart. When revealed, discard each other card, each other setting environment in play. If that card was revealed from the encounter deck, it gains Surge. So friendly characters get +1 thwart. Each other encounter card gets Insight +1. Alright. And then I got to shuffle the rest of this in there. So the other thing that I did was I printed off version 1.6 of the rules reference, which may be handy because, you know, I tend to miss a rule here and there. Usually about 1 or 2 per game is kind of how it works out. The more I play, the better I get at it, but, you know, still able to miss a bunch of rules. So what I've got here is version 1.6 of the rules reference. So I can go in here and let's double check on, for example, we have Insight in here. There we go. So let's see here. Can I bring that there? There. On a card with Insight, X keyword is revealed, place X threat on the main scheme. Alright. So everything gets Insight 1. And I've got these, still have these little ladybugs. They're like Asian lady beetles in here. Crazy. Alright, so we're over to Magneto. We have, how are we going to play this one? So we can just throw a bunch of damage at Mojo with our metal shards. These aren't going to do us any good. M would get rid of a minion, but I don't have any minions in play right now. I also have my new recruits I could potentially get into play. So let's go ahead and we will first up, we'll put our new recruits into play. And that's got 2 on it. Let's see, what do we want to go with here? I think we will use our wrapped in metal and our energy to throw some metal shards at Mojo. So if I do metal shards, it does 7 damage. Yeah, I'm not going to defeat him, but I do 7 damage. So we're going to take him from 16 down to 9. So that's a pretty good shot. 2, 9. All right, we are going to, I think I'm going to thwart against the new recruits. So that's going to go into play. This should go into my victory display. So victory, play only if your entity has X-Men's trait. When defeated, each player chooses 1 new ally and sets it aside. So we're going to throw that up in my victory display there. And then new allies. Let's see, which one do I want to grab? So we got Bling, which can do toughness. Indra gets more hit points. Anole, who has additional thwart. Oh, not Children of the Atom. And I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? I'm missing my one that has extra attack. Where'd she go? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Indra this time around because he gets +2 hit points. So Indra is going to go to my hand. All right, I'm going to use my strength to play Indra. Indra comes into play. Indra says if you have X-Men mutant, Indra gets +2 hit points, does not count against your ally limit. All right, so he's actually got 4 health, which is awesome. All right, we will exhaust Indra. It's looking like I'm just going at it and attacking Mojo right now. So we're going to take 2 off of Mojo. Means we take 1 consequential damage. We'll hold on to M here. And then we'll be done. So unexhaust, unexhaust. We'll draw back up to 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got Kid Omega, which is neat. Deft Focus could be good. If we want to get him into play, though, we're going to have to use everything. Well, we also get a Magnetic pull a card in, potentially. All right, so we're going to go over to the villain's turn. Let's see here. Let's see if we can play this right. When a character flips or leaves play, move all threat from this scheme, from that character to this scheme. Okay, so that's not tripping off. Friendly characters get +1 thwart, so I actually thwarted for 3 when I did take that out. Each other encounter card gains insight +1. All right. So I'm going to start off 1 threat on the main scheme. So it's up to 11 out of 25. Mojo is going to see Magneto out here, so he would come to attack. He's got an attack of 1. I think we'll just take this attack. So he's attacking for 1. He's going to get a boost of 2. So he's going to hit me for 3. All right. Mojo hits me for 3. Actually, I'm going to move this over here. So I take 3 damage. Boom. All right, and then we will see. I want to make sure I'm playing his response. After your turn ends, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Place 1 threat on your hero for each card discarded this way that does not belong to the Mojo encounter set. All right. That was his attack. We're going to get our encounter card. Counter card is my obligation. No! After you use your magnetic pull ability, take 1 damage for each card discarded by it. Exhaust Eric to discard old grievances. Okay, so I don't get to automatically flip over to Eric, which is annoying. So this is going to be out, and we'll stay out here. All right, so I may not use magnetic pull next turn. All right, so it was at the end of my turn. After your turn ends, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Place 1 threat on the hero for each card discarded. Oh, the show was supposed to do that. Oh, after your turn ends. So sorry, not the hero phase. So that's where we're at now, is we're at the end of the turn. Because the villain's phase ends. We're at the end of the turn. 3 cards come out. And we have, that's a Mojo card. That's Crime, and that's a Mojo card. So there was 1 not Mojo card. I get 1 threat. All right. End of the villain's turn. I think I got through that right. Now we're over to the hero's turn. So hero's turn. All right. So our problem here is we've got old grievances out there, and if I have magnetic pull, then I end up taking damage, which I don't want to do. I could spend 4 and get M out there. M would attack for 3. Could bring Kid Omega into play, but I think M's pretty powerful. She would get to attack twice and do 6 damage. Kid Omega would be able to attack twice for 2 damage. But I could get rid of threat also, potentially. I really need to flip over and make my magnetic pull stuff go away also. generating the additional threat is bad. M thwarts for 2, so she might be nice to get out there to help keep the thwart action down. Oh, so many choices. All right. Where do we want to go here? So let's go with let's get deft focus into play. We'll do some building here. So I'm going to use my won't stay down to get deft focus into play. That makes a superpower cost 1 less. Alright, if I use my old grievances, I'm going to start taking a bunch of damage, so I don't think that I want to do that. If I bring Kid Omega into play, I don't have anything additional to do the extra stuff, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to spend 2, bring Kid Omega into play. Alright. Oh, you know what I forgot to do was dial M from Mojo says each other encounter card gains insight +1. So I should have had insight from the encounter card that I played. So that should have went up 1. All right. The old grievances should have had insight +1. All right. Ooh, thinking about that. The boost cards, well, they're not encounter cards, they're boost cards, so I guess they don't get the insight +1. It's only the encounter cards. Okay. What am I doing with my folks here? Do I beat on Mojo and try to take him down? I could knock him down a good set of pegs here. So that'd be 2, 4, 6. Won't quite take him out. I think we'll do that. We'll knock him down 6. 2, 4, 6. Okay, that's going to knock him down to 1. He's at 1. I've got damage here from that. Damage here from that. I don't go out because I've got +2 hit points, so he can actually go up to 4. All right, we're going to flip over to... Ooh, sorry, I'm going to take 2 points back from that. I don't want to exhaust. Magneto's not attacking this turn. We're going to flip over to Eric. After you change to this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile back into your deck. So M is going to go back in there. And then this goes over on the main scheme. So I changed forms. Also, now I'm going to exhaust Eric to make old grievances go away. So that's discarded. All right, so we're at 13 of 25. Not too bad. Not seeming so bad at this point in time. That's going to go up really fast here, though, on this next round. So that's a little bit problematic. Okay. Villain's turn. First thing on the villain's turn, we put 1 threat on the main scheme. Alright, then Mojo is going to see Eric out there, so he's going to scheme. He's going to scheme for 2. We're going to get a boost of that plus a bonus. What's that say? Place 1 threat on each character you control is the boost. Alright, so he's going to scheme for 3. We'll place 1 threat on each character we control. 1. I think these are characters. Let me double check that. All right, so there we got it. Identities, identities, allies, villains, minions are all characters. So my allies are characters. All right, so it looks like I got that one right. They get threat also, which is not good, but we'll see how it works out. All right, Let's see, that was his scheming. There was a boost. Did I put 3 on there? I didn't put 3 on there. So that was that. He also schemed for 3. I need to add 3 more, I think. So we're at 17. All right. I'm going to get an encounter card. Encounter card is Major Domo, attached to Mojo. Force response. After Mojo attacks, discard cards from the encounter deck equal to the amount of damage dealt by that attack. Forgot to draw my cards here. Hero actions, spend 3 resources to discard this card. +1 scheme, +1 attack. All right, and that's got insight +1 also. So this should go up 1. I forgot to draw my 6 cards. Let me get those real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Ooh, interesting. All right, so that should be the end of the villain's turn. We're back over to the hero's turn. All right, hero-wise, I would need a physical resource in order to make the Major Domo go away. All right, we're going to flip from Eric back over to Magneto, which makes this go back up on here. All right, got Deft Focus, which would allow me to play the Magnetic Bubble for 3. I would really like to get the Major Domo out of there, but that's going to cost me my metal shards. I think doing that is going to be better than actually hitting him with the metal shards. I really don't like the look of that card. Actually, I can magnetic pull. Maybe I will get a physical card if I magnetic pull. I forgot to unexhaust my characters after the end of my round 2. I did not clean up very well. All right, so let's use our magnetic pull. And we're going to discard until we get a magnetic card. Ooh, we got Magneto's armor. Magneto's armor is very nice. So after I do my pull, I get one of 3. I can get bonuses. Ooh, okay. So let's see here. So I need to use one of these in order to get rid of the Major Domo. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to use Master of Magnetism, Metal Shards, Hero Action, get rid of that. All right, that's out. The amount of threat on there is pretty scary already. Plus we got this threat that's sitting over here that wants to go there. Oh, I forgot to, at the end of my round, discard 3 cards. And for each non-Mojo card, which there's 1, 2, I have 2 threat going on my character. Okay. Boy, it's kind of like weaving all over the place. See if I can remember all the rules. Okay. We got rid of that. That was my hero action. So I want to get my bubble out. I want to get Magneto's armor out. This would actually help do damage. This is a superpower. That is not a superpower. I could do a you got this. But I don't think that's going to save me from when my allies leave play. This stuff is still going to go over there anyway. All right, what am I thinking here? So I've got 2 on Indra. We'll go ahead and exhaust Indra. And we're going to thwart with Indra. So Indra thwarts for 2. He's getting a bonus for the dial M for Mojo, so he thwarts for 3. So we're going to take 3 off of here. He takes another consequential. All right, we're going to thwart with Kid Omega. Kid Omega thwarts for 3. But his consequential is going to go away, so this is going to go up there. We're going to bump this back up to 14. All right, Kid Omega leaves play. All right, next up, do I have Magneto thwart, or do I have him attack? Because he attacks for 2. And Mojo would potentially knock himself out on the next round. Let's do that because that sounds fun and interesting. So we're going to exhaust. We'll attack for 2. We'll take Mojo down to 1. We're going to use our Deft Focus and our Master of Magnetism to get our magnetic bubble into play. And then we're going to use our Deft Focus and our You Got This to put our armor into play also. Alright, so I think I've done everything at this point. I'm going to be done. Unexhaust all my folks. Draw back up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we got to square it off. That's the discard cards. Put a minion into play, engage with you. I could play an ally for 3 less. I don't have any allies in my hand. Electromagnetic Blast. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. For removes the last, I could discard an attachment. Alright. Might be useful to have some threat reduction things at this point in time. Also, I've got my Noble Sacrifice, which says discard an ally you control, heal damage from your hero equal to the ally's printed hit points, and give your hero a tough status card. So that could be really handy with Indra there. He's about to go. Alright, so we're done with the hero side of stuff. We're going to go over to Mojo's side of stuff. Alright. First part, we have 1 threat on the main scheme. Second part is Mojo is going to see Magneto out here. He's going to come to attack. We are going to just take this attack. So Mojo is attacking for 1. He's going to get a boost. He's going to boost and boost for 2. So that's going to be 3 damage he's attacking for. So the 3 damage is going to get absorbed by Magnetic Bubble. Right, Magnetic Bubble gives me Retaliate 1. We take any amount of damage, place it here. There's at least 6 damage, discard the Magnetic Bubble. So Bubble's going to take 3. We do 1 retaliatory to Mojo, which knocks Mojo out. Mojo 2 is going to come into play. Alright, we got Mojo 2. Says, when revealed, place 2 threat on each friendly character. Okay, 2 and 2. Well, that wasn't good. After your turn ends, discard the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Place 1 threat on your hero for each card discarded this way that does not belong to the Mojo encounter set. Alright. And he has 18 hit points. Alright, now I'm thinking about dealing damage. But I think I saw my damage cards go by already. That's a little bit annoying. Okay. So that was his attack. Now we've got an encounter card. Counter card is... Alright, it's got Incite 1, so we're going to get 1 threat. This is going to go up to 22. And we've got Paparazzi. So Paparazzi says, Hinder 10. Oop, I'm going to have to look that one up because I don't remember that one. So, let me grab my book. For hinder, we have win a card. With the hinder, X keyword comes into play. Place X threat on that card. All right, so hinder 10, that's going to get 10 threat on it. It says action, choose to either exhaust a character you control or discard 1 card from your hand. Remove 2 threat from here, 3 threat instead if you are in alter ego form. All right, and then we have forced interrupt. When your turn ends, move all threat from here to the main scheme and discard this card. Oh, all right, so hinder 10. So we're going to put 10 on there. When your turn ends. All right. Well, that's interesting because I think the way that I would read that, I'm going to assume that when it's saying your turn, because right now we're in the middle of the round, that's the encounter card that came out. So it doesn't seem very fair for it to happen like the encounter card comes out and then goes away. So I'd assume that this has to go all the way through for a round. Maybe I'm not reading that right. I would think you would need to have a chance to actually do something. If I draw this as an encounter card for him and then can't do anything about it, it seems kind of silly for it to even have that. So I think we'll let that play until the end of the next turn. All right. So that was his encounter. It's the end of the round. So we're going to discard, after your turn ends, discard the top 4 cards of the deck. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what I bet that turn is? That turn is probably during the player phase when my turn as a player ends, not the whole round. Yeah, so we should be playing this. It's not going to matter a whole lot if I'm playing at the end of this round, but it should be at the end of my phase. So, which makes sense for this. I think that's where I'm confusing round, turn, and phase. So at the end of my turn, in a multiplayer thing, it would happen at the end of each person's turn. Since I'm single player, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. So we'll go ahead and do this because I would have got it at the end of my turn. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it would have been 3, but so 1. So there's 2 non-Mojo ones. I would have another 2 on me. Okay. So this is done. That's done. It's the end of Mojo. It's over to me. So my turn. What am I doing here? All right, so I can choose to either exhaust a character you control or discard 1 card from your hand to remove 2 threat from here, 3 if I'm alter ego. So I think we will exhaust Indra to take 3 off of here. So that's going to knock it down to 7. Unfortunately, that's not a scheme. All right, there's no bad guys out there. I have no idea if there's even really bad guys in there. So I could add his thwart to my stuff, or do I work on taking out Mojo? Could use squared off. Squared off's not going to get me an ally. I don't have an ally to put out there, so it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. That would get rid of an attachment. Doesn't do anything great. All right, let's go ahead and use our magnetic pull and see what we can pull in with our magnetic power. So nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Still not magnetic. Still not magnetic. That's magnetic, Asteroid M. So I did get one of every color there. So what that's going to do for me is going to power up my armor. So I've got +1 thwart, +1 attack, +1 defense. All right. Oof. So do I try to do a lot of damage right now? So I'm a +1 attack. So I've got 3 attack. But I'm going to drop. See, that's at 16. There's another 7. So that's going to put me at 23. Endra's about to go away. That's another 3. I really need to de-thwart the Mojo Mania. Alright, so we're going to exhaust Magneto. And we thwart for 2. Plus we got our boost from our armor, which is 3. Plus we have a boost from the Del M for Mojo, so we thwart for 4. Alright, let's do a... Do we play or you got this? Yeah, we'll go ahead and play or you got this as part of that attack, which says after you exhaust your hero to make a basic thwart or attack, discard an ally you control, add the ally's matching power to your hero's power for this use, and then ready my hero. So that's going to give me 2 more that I thwart off of there. But as part of that, I discard Indra, and the threat from him now goes on to here. Alright, Indra gets discarded. I do get to ready my hero. That's a boost. Alright, so then I will exhaust Magneto again to thwart again. This time I thwart for 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to drop this down to 9. Alright, which would be better than just exhausting here because I would only get 2 off of there, where I get 4 away in this manner. Alright, so let's do an electromagnetic blast. We get rid of 2 more, or I could get Asteroid M out there. That's gonna, I need to be alter ego in order to use Asteroid M. Yeah, let's go ahead and do our electromagnetic blast to get 3 more thwart out of there. So hopefully we can, I'll use the magnetic missile, my deft focus to fire off my electromagnetic blast. So that takes away 3 threat. So he's down to 6 on the main scheme at this point in time. Alright. We'll hold on to these 2. I'm going to draw back up to 5. And then let's see what our end of turn stuff is. Let's see if I can remember that. Alright. End of turn things that happen. We have the paparazzi goes off. When your turn ends, move all threat from here to the main scheme. Discard this card. Alright, that's when Mojo's thing should go off. You discard the top 4 cards. Oh, it's getting kind of thin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top 4 cards, and we have 1, 2, 3 non-Mojo cards. Alright. So we're going to add 3 more. Alright, I'll make this a 10 up here, so we're at 16. Okay. Ouch. Alright. That's the end of my turn. Now we're over to Mojo's turn. I get to unexhaust some stuff. It's the end of my turn. Alright, Mojo's turn. First thing that's going to happen, we're going to put one threat on the main scheme. Second thing that's up is Mojo is going to see me out here. He's going to see Magneto, so he's going to come to attack. He's attacking for 2. He's going to get a singular boost of 1, so he's going to hit me for 2. That's going to go onto my magnetic bubble, which takes 2, and he's going to take 1. All right, he's down to 17. I heard him. All right. Okay. Next up, he's going to get an encounter card. So our encounter card for Mojo is Undercover Mojo. Hinder 2 per player. So when Mojo would take any amount of damage, remove an equal amount of threat from here instead. Alright, so we're going to put 4 threat on there. Because he got Hinder 2, so it's going to get 2, plus it starts with 2. Alright. End of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero turn. Alright, we've got our cape, which I really want to get into play. Because that one says when I magnetic pull, I get to ready Magneto, which is huge. Magnetic blast would be nice. I don't have any attachments out there to get rid of, but it costs 2 to get rid of some threat, which would be a good thing to have happen. I could discard cards from the encounter deck until you discard a minion. I could play an ally with the cost reduced by 3, which could potentially get Phoenix out there, but I don't have a lot of cards. So I'm not sure with the hero action if I fail to put a minion into play. I don't think I fulfill the first part of that, so I don't know that I get to play the ally as the second part of that. I think I'm kind of out of luck. Alright, so where do we go from here? I definitely want to get Magneto's cape into play. That's armor, that's magnetic. But it's going to cost me 2 because it's not a superpower. So I think we're going to use our squared off. And, would like to play Phoenix, but she's not going to happen. So we're going to use squared off, an electromagnetic blast to put Magneto's cape into play. All right, now we're going to go dig in for our magnetic card and see what we come up with. Oh, wait, before we do that, I'm going to exhaust to thwart for 3, which is going to knock this down to 1. All right, now we'll use our magnetic pull. Going to go looking for a magnetic card. Oop, she shouldn't be in there. Until we used her last time. All right, got Magneto's helmet. All right, we got a bunch of physical. So physical gives me, what is that, +1 attack? Yeah, +1 attack. All right. And we get to ready Magneto. Cape lets me ready him. This is giving me the +1. The physical turns into +1 attack. All right. Oh, I got my helmet. Okay. So I can exhaust again. If I attack, it's not going to really matter a whole lot because well, I would remove an equal amount of, so if I attack, Mojo would take any amount of damage, remove an equal amount of threat from here instead. So I would remove 1 here, and he would only take a couple. So I think that's what we'll do is we'll attack. So we're attacking for 2. We get a bonus of 1 is 3. So we attack for 3, so he's going to go from 17 down to 14. Actually, he's going to go from 17 down to 15 because 1 threat is going to come off of Undercover Mojo. Okay. Oofta. Alright, is there anything else I could do? I could get Asteroid M into play. don't think we're doing that this turn. I think we're just going to stop there and draw cards. I can't get my helmet into play. I've already used that. None of this is superpowers. Alright, so I'm going to draw 2. It's the end of my turn, so Mojo's thing kicks off. 4 cards. So after your turn ends, discard the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Place 1 threat on your hero for each card discarded in this way. So I can only discard 2 cards. So one of them is a non-Mojo card. Ugh. It's going to be a lot of threat. Alright, so when I hit the end of the deck, let's see here. One of the things is we're going to get an acceleration token over here. Let's see here. We have that. Where's it at? There we go. So we have the Wheel of Genres. After the encounter deck resets, if there are no set-aside modular encounter decks remaining, the players lose the game. Otherwise, flip this card. So this is going to flip. So, forced interrupt. At the start of step 3 of the villain phase, randomly choose 1 set-aside modular encounter set and reveal its new show environment. Shuffle the rest of the modular set and place that on the top of the encounter deck. Deal the first player 2 face-down encounter cards. Ouch. Okay. So that's going to be on pause for a second because we're not quite to step 3. That was the end of my turn. All right, so we're going to shuffle all of this up. Hopefully I'm playing this right. This is way complicated. All right. Lots of side stuff going on. Probably need one of those like watching the final. I made it to my fantasy football championship, which is going on right now. It's like watching an NFL football game. What I really need is, oh, let's go back and review that. And we could go in and like draw arrows and stuff like that and say, this is what should have happened then. Have some commentary on the play. All right. Shuffle this up. Set that aside. Okay. So that was the end of my turn. We're going to go over to Mojo's stuff at this point. So, first thing is we put 1 thread on the main scheme. And we'll wait until we get to, it says, at the start of step 3 of the villain phase. So we're not at the start of step 3 of the villain phase. I think step 3 is where we draw an encounter card. All right. 1 thread on the main scheme, Mojo. You're going to see Magneto out here. He's going to come to attack. We're going to just take this attack. So he's attacking for 1. He's going to get a boost of 2. So he's going to attack for 3. So the damage is going to go to the magnetic bubble. So when you would take any amount of damage, place the damage here. If there is at least 6 damage, then discard a magnetic bubble. So I'm going to put 3 damage there. And then magnetic bubble is going to go away. So it's got retaliate 1, but I don't think that kicks in because it's gone before retaliate would kick in. All right, so now I think we're into the phase 3, which is where the wheel kicks in. And the wheel says, yeah, so step 3 is deal encounter card, which is what's about to happen. Randomly choose 1 set-aside modular set, reveal its show, shuffle the rest of the modular set, and place it at the top of the encounter deck. Ooh, shuffle the rest of the modular set and place it on top of the encounter deck. All right, so it doesn't go into the deck, it goes on top. Deal the first player 2 face-down encounter cards, and then flip this card. Okay, so we take this set, which is the last set we've got, and it is which set? It is the fantasy set. All right, so our show is this one right here, which says I get +1 hand size. That's cool. When revealed, discard each other setting environment in play. If this card was revealed from the encounter deck, it gains Surge. Okay, so it was not revealed from the encounter deck. And we're going to get +1 boost while this is in play. All right, so this goes here, this goes here. Got +1 boost icon, so I'm going to take these cards. I'll take 2 of them. And then, well, I guess the way that that should work is, if I read this right, inside modular set, reveal the new environment, shuffle the rest of the modular set, and place on top of the encounter deck. Deal the first player 2 face-down encounter cards, and flip this card. Okay, so I gave myself 2 face-down encounter cards. I'm going to flip this card. So this says, after the encounter deck resets, which we already did, if there are no set-aside modular encounters, lose the game. Okay, so if I exhaust the encounter deck again, game over. Okay, so we've got 2, plus we get another one for your normal encounter, I think is how that's going to work. So I've got 3 encounter cards I need to work through here. All right, so encounter card number 1, we have Fetch Quest, which also has Surge. All right, so we get another card. It's going to start with 6. When defeated, in player order, each player may search their deck for a card and play that card for free. All right. So we'll set that out there with 6 on it. Probably not going to touch that, but may happen. All right, we have Troll, 0 scheme to attack. Brute Troll, toughness. This minion takes 1 additional damage from each card with a mental resource. When defeated, the player who defeated this minion may put 1 ally from the discard pile into play. Well, that would be kind of good right now. All right, so we're going to drop him out there. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so it was a dial-in for Mojo that had the Insight 1. So luckily, I'm not generating stuff from all of this. All right, he gets a toughness card. Put toughness on him. All right, next card is a Goblin. Surge. So I'll grab another card, put it out there, because looks like we have all the cards. The minion can only take damage from cards with printed physical resources. When defeated, remove 2 threat from a scheme. All right. So I've got a Goblin out there, too. Next card is, what do we have here? Mana Drain, Treachery. When revealed, choose a non-wild resource type. Then each player draws 2 cards. Each player must discard cards from their hand. Each player must discard each card from their hand with the chosen resource type. Oh, man. All right, so we're going to say energy, because I'm looking down, I have no energy. Each player draws 2 cards. Each player must discard each card from their hand with the chosen resource type. All right, so I'm going to say energy because I've got no energies. And I draw 2 cards, 1, 2. Oof. And I have to discard my White Queen because she's got the energy. All right, last encounter card. We have here, holy cow, a dragon! Retaliate 1, toughness. Double the amount of damage this minion takes from cards with a energy resource. When defeated, each player draws 4 cards. Ha! 10 per player. All right. Ouch. All right, so that's the end of the villain's turn. Got a troll, a goblin, and a dragon out there. That's painful. Okay, the dragon's an elite minion. I do have a Wrapped in Metal, which is looking really nice right now with all of the grossness that's out there. Wow, he attacks for 3. Okay. The troll is not a super tough guy either. Okay. I think the wrapped in metal is going to be a thing here. All right, so we're going to use Noble Sacrifice and our Deft Focus to put wrapped in metal on the troll. So we have a attached to a non-elite minion, cannot activate, treat it as if it were blank. All right, spink. He's now blank. All right, we're now going to use Asteroid M to do a magnetic missile, which says discarded minion with wrapped in metal attached, deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it. All right, so we're going to use that. Discard this enemy, and we'll do 5 damage to Mojo. And he's stunned. Confused, tough. Reach way over here. All right, he's stunned. All right. What else we got going on here? I think we exhaust to attack for 2 damage. Take 2 more off of Mojo. We're going to use our magnetic pull, which says discard cards from the top of your deck until a magnetic card is discarded. Add that card to your hand. It's not a magnetic card. All right, so then the question is going to be, after you resolve magnetic pull, so I don't think that it resolved because I didn't get to do it until a magnetic card was discarded. I hit my deck out. So I think card goes into play, I reshuffle, I don't get anything awesome, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I believe the way that brute, the troll says there, when defeated, the player who defeated this minion may put 1 ally from the discard pile into play. I think the text box was being treated as blank, so I don't get that bonus, unfortunately. Imagine is how that plays out. All right. That hurt. I think I'm going to need to take damage, and hopefully I get some stuff to do damage. I am going to also... All right. Drop my deck right there. I'm going to be done. I'm going to discard these 2 cards also. Into my turn. I'm going to ready up. I'll draw back up to 5 cards. Because what I really need is some way to do damage. So 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Villain's turn. Oh, nope, sorry. Into my turn, I need to do 4 off of here. 2, 3, 4. We're going to look for non-Mojo cards. We've got 1, 2, 3 non-Mojo cards. So I'm dropping 3 more threat on here. So that's going to take me up to 10, sitting on my card in case I change form. And come on, there it is, 10. All right. I've been heartily trying not to change form because I know that's going to be bad. I'm going to take a lot of damage here, so it's probably, we're probably looking at the last round here is what we're looking at. All right. We're on Mojo's turn. 1 threat on the main scheme. Oh, I get +1 hand size. Forgot about that. All right. Mojo sees Magneto out here who would come to attack me, but he's stunned. So nothing doing. All right. Goblin sees me, comes to attack me. I take 1. The dragon comes to attack me. I'm not going to do anything. I take 3. That hurts. Oop, is that the right way? So I'm down to 7 out of 10. All right. Really wish I had that magnetic bubble out there right now. Okay, so that's all the attacking. We're going to get another card out here. So we've got 2 encounter cards. All right, encounter card number 1. Assault. The villain attacks you. Uh-oh. Okay, this is bad. All right, I'm going to have to defend against that. So I've got 2 defense. He's attacking for 1. He's going to get a boost of 1. Place 1 threat on each character you control. All right, so I get more threat. But he's attacking for 2. I defend for 2. I take no damage. All right, that works out. All right, next card is supporting actor. All right, force response after supporting actor activates against you. Place 2 threat here. All right, not too bad, but comes into play. All right, I think we're done with the villain's turn. Oop, I should be exhausted. We're over to the hero's turn. Okay, so what we've got going on here is in order to end this, we need to do 8 damage to Mojo, which I think that I've got. All right, should be able to pull that off. I can, yes. All right, so we used our death focus, magnetic bubble, and won't stay down to play metal shards. Does 7 damage to an enemy. All right, so we do 7 to Mojo here. Now I use my magnetic pull. Look for a magnetic card. Oop, there's a magnetic card. I got an energy and a mental. So that gives me, what's that? +1 defense, +1 thwart. Doesn't matter. Really what I'm going to do is Magneto's cape, which lets me unexhaust Magneto. And then I can use Magneto to attack Mojo and get rid of the last 1 damage. Yes! All right, wait, double check. Make sure there's no guard or anything. No, okay. So I think I got him. I think I got Mojo. I would have had to have swapped over. 11 going on there would have taken me past my 25. There's a whole bunch there that, yeah. This was the last round, so luckily I got one of my attack cards in order to make that happen. I don't think that would have happened any other way. I would have had to got the combo, wrap, and throw, and that would have potentially done enough damage that I could have come back and knocked him out too, but really I needed one of my cards. So, got it at the very end there. Yeah, I don't think with just Indra I could have pulled off the damage that I needed. So, yes, just barely. The +1 hand size helped out there a little bit. So, yes, I think we got the Mojo win. Yeah, all right. Ooh, there's a lot going on with Mojo, I gotta say. So, probably missed some plays there. I'll need to go back and analyze it a little bit. I kind of want to play Mojo again, so probably not with Magneto. I think I'll go grab another character out that I haven't played before, but I think the next play will be Mojo again. We'll see if we can follow the rules a little bit more clearly there. So things that fouled me up a little bit were the verbiage between turn, round, and phase. So need to go back and double check that, but I'm guessing that turn is going to be when you as a player finish your turn. So you'd have multiple turns during the player phase, which is during the round of the player phase and the villain phase make up a round. So I think each of these things that happen at end of turn would happen at the end of my player turn, which tells me that if you were playing multiplayer versus Mojo, you are going to burn through that deck so fast. It's going to be crazy. Of course, you have more decks set out to the side there, but the number of cards you're going to turn through are going to be messy. There are, it looks like, when I got into fantasy, I ended up getting a lot of these critters that came out, which was nice. So there's 4 Magneto. There is a decent set of critters. Actually, maybe it's not until you get into the, because I'm kind of digging through the cards here, and fantasy has a lot of the minions, but really I'm not seeing, like in there, I don't see any minions. You got supporting actor, there's the troll. And I'm looking for crime. I don't know that I see any minions in crime. I think I might, just the fantasy might be the only one that had minions in it. That's a Mojo. Yeah, so maybe pulling fantasy was the right thing. That worked out well for me in the end. So with a little amount of minions in here, it looks like I got the right side deck to actually make things work. So let me look at the other Mojo stuff. All right, Western has a decent number in there. And it looks like Sci-Fi's got a lot in there. So, which would make sense. Magneto would have all sorts of metal to play with in Sci-Fi. And Horror's got a bunch in Horror also. That's an Elite. So you've got an Elite and you can't use your wrapped in metal on an Elite. So, yeah, okay. So the side schemes have it. Not much for Mojo himself, but the side schemes have it. And I wrap in metal this little Asian lady beetle and fling it off. So there we go. All right, got the win. I think need to go back and watch the tape and see the instant replays and see what it is. But I think I got the win there. So next one up, Mojo again. Not sure who I'll play against Mojo. If you got, opinions on that, let me know. But anyway, that's it for now. And thanks for watching.